Once upon a time, a story so wild you won't believe happened unraveled in the heart of Mount Nyanga. According to local custom, Mount Nyanga is a sacred site that is home to powerful spirits. Unless the enraged spirits involved are somehow appeased, it is stated that approaching or entering sacred areas on the mountain will result in one getting hopelessly lost and wandering aimlessly. The mischievous spirits are said to be responsible for people falling from steep ledges. Some well-known rules are: avoid urinating on the mountain, shouting obscenities, engaging in sexual activities, and dressing in red. Before starting a hike, visitors are frequently urged to get permission from the local village elders. Both residents and tourists have encountered a variety of oddities while visiting the enigmatic peak. It is reported that photographs shot here occasionally do not develop properly. Electrical devices including compasses occasionally malfunction or completely fail. According to reports, the weather is haphazard, wind gusts appearing to rush in at the most inappropriate time, as well as dense mists or fog that appear out of nowhere and seem to hunt hikers. Numerous tales also exist of tourists experiencing sudden attacks of severe nausea or dizziness that vanish as quickly as they appear, while some visitors experience getting puzzled, disoriented for no apparent reason. Even seasoned hikers who are familiar with the area occasionally become hopelessly lost. Unidentifiable sounds, unusual lights, animals that appear to observe and follow guests around, trees that have been twisted into human faces and speak or whisper, or streams that abruptly turn blood red are some examples of other weirdness. Mount Nyanga is renowned for its mysteries and has bagged the title of the mountain that swallows people. The exact number of persons who have disappeared from the mountain is unknown. There are a number of modern disappearances that have not been resolved. In the 1980s, 2 young teenage girls disappeared and there was a huge air and ground search which found no trace of them. Those who have disappeared, only to reappear later with unusual stories to tell, are perhaps the most bizarre. One such story is about a high-ranking government official who, while on an expedition with 2 friends in the early 1980s, vanished on the mountain. Search efforts failed to locate any sign of the group for the 4 days that they were absent. The gang later claimed to have wandered aimlessly in a state of confusion, adding that throughout the entire duration, they did not experience any signs of fatigue, dehydration, or hunger. They also stated that they had seen searchers searching for them, but when they shouted out to their potential rescuers, they appeared to be invisible and were neither heard nor seen. An Indian man named Dada hiked the peak in the early morning hours in 2014 with his wife and another couple. As the others rested, exhausted from their strenuous journey, Dada reportedly took a time to take in the view. When Dada failed to return, the other hikers looked for him but were unable to locate him, so they informed the authorities. The Air Force and police, along with a large number of mountain climbers, professional trackers, and volunteers, began combing through the mountain with cutting-edge equipment such as 3D satellite maps and infrared scanners. The grief-stricken family distributed flyers in several different languages across the region. So desperate were the friends and family of Dada to find him that they even consulted a spirit medium concerning his whereabouts, but that too was futile. A British tourist named Gaisford climbed the summit by himself later that year in November. Gaisford says an abnormally dense bank of fog rolled down from the mountain to completely cover him at about 3 p.m. Disoriented and unable to navigate the hazy soup of fog that had engulfed him, Gaisford made the decision to camp and pitch a tent. Shortly afterward, a sudden, intense downpour started to batter him. He would spend the night there, and he claimed that in the growing darkness, he had been circled and watched by a variety of animals. He recalled the admonition of local villagers who had told him to ignore any queer sights and creatures which they had said were not of this world. Gaisford said, "I prayed and slept there for 10 hours. Several frightening snakes approached me. I never disturbed them. They came in numbers, but I stood still. The area was inhabited by a variety of creatures, and I could see their bright red eyes gazing at me. They put my character to the test. I held my ground. The next morning, the fog had lifted and I was awake. I descended before making my way on foot to Leopard Rock. There's more to discover. Depending on who you ask, different things happen at the supposedly cursed Mount Nyanga. The local tribes will tell you amazing stories about dark magic, irate roaming ghosts, and forbidden areas between realms that capture souls. According to the locals, the missing persons are being held captive by the spirits of the mountain, and that if only they had followed the etiquette they would have been fine. Mount Nyanga has upheld her nickname and remained a place of both modern and ancient mysteries. Moral of the story: respect for nature and the unknown. The mountain is considered sacred by the local Manika people, and approaching it with caution and respect is emphasized. This teaches us to respect nature and the beliefs of indigenous communities. Cultural sensitivity. The belief in spiritual presences and the need to seek permission from local elders before climbing the mountain underscores the importance of being culturally sensitive and acknowledging local customs and traditions. Humility and awareness. The mysterious nature of the disappearances serves as a reminder of the limits of human understanding and the need to remain humble and aware of the mysteries that still exist in the world.